Doing it live.
It says we're live, but the stream didn't start yet.
There's a delay, slight delay. No, it's up.
It's up.
Yep, it's up.
So welcome to Doodle and Chill. Season 2, Episode 4.
These days we're going to get good at this.
It worked. At least it worked. A little delay, but it worked. So yeah, welcome. I'm here with Red that went to get a little slice of pizza. You'll be back in a few minutes. I got Nick.
Hello. Hey, how's it going? Sorry.
We got Adam AF.
Hey.
We got Mr. Duck Salem himself there.
Yo.
We got Skit Comics.
Hello. Thanks for hanging on today. It's fantastic.
And Vic the King himself.
Hey, what's happening, everybody?
Let's call him Big Dick Vic.
Big Dick Vic. So yeah, today's theme, we decided that we were going with the, a little honor to DDO losing his job at DC Comics. So today we're going to be dueling a DC character. So chat, get to your suggestions. We're going to be picking them up and starting dueling.
James Hayes says, "Hail, who stole the haggis?"
Who stole the haggis?
I don't know who stole the haggis.
Well,
We had haggis? Oh, goodness. Oh, no, man. No haggis up in here.
So, how do you guys feel about DDO losing his job?
Relieved?
I'm a little bit
know.
worried.
And
Uh,
Yeah, there's definitely a little bit of worry mixed in with the relief because of who the fuck are they going to replace him with? Somebody in the chat this morning said Zoe Quinn is getting the job.
Oh, that's fantastic.
I quit. That'll be the end of it right there.
I was kind of happy about it, but why did they get rid of him? You see, that's the question. Like, did they get rid of him because they're making room for somebody worse, or did they get rid of him because they're tired of losing money? You see what I'm saying? Like, they got rid of him because they're tired of losing money. That means they may go back to the way it was before. But if they got rid of him because they want to be more politically correct, then that's even worse. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, first, they get like Marvel gets rid of Quesada, and everybody's like, yeah. And now this.
Now we got Cebulski.
Yeah. Maybe it's because AT&T is like, we're going to shut you fuckers down if y'all don't start making some serious cash.
Well, that's kind of what I think. I mean, like you said, they just got bought by AT&T. They're kind of, I feel like they're in the crosshairs where they need to start putting out quality product that's going to make them money, or we're going to see the end of physical DC Comics.
Yeah.
It'll just be DC Entertainment doing.
Well, what'll probably happen is like who was saying it? I can't remember. I think it was Zach or somebody said, like, what'll probably happen is Disney will go ahead and license all of DC's characters,
And then you'll have licensing all their characters out to Image and IDW. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then you'll have this crazy ass universe built up. But is that a monopoly? Can DC can Disney get in trouble for that? Like,
Well, Disney does. Well, I don't think that they can, because first of all, AT&T will have to shut down. They'll never, ever sell DC because Warner Brothers won't let them do it because of the Time Warner thing that they've got going on. So that side won't, because they still want to make those movies. So they'll sell it. If they do shut down the comic thing, it'll probably turn into they'll find somebody like Dark Horse or something like that, and they'll just license their products to, like Marvel is doing with most of their stuff, so that their comics can be focused. Like Marvel's new comic lines and stuff that are coming out are going to be totally focused towards the movies and stuff like that, and bringing in that canon and things of that nature. And I think we're going to see DC do the same thing if they shut it down altogether.
I think that's a horrible idea, though. You know
It
what
is
I'm
a
saying?
horrible
Like,
idea, but they're
Especially the way their movies have been going.
yeah, but they're following. They're gonna if from a business standpoint, especially with something as diverse as AT&T is, and then you've got Warner Brothers in there, and they wanting to continue to make those movies. That to me, that's the logical step that they would take to do with stuff like that, and then they'll just license the other brands out to a subsidiary or something like that, because that's exactly what Marvel's doing. The only problem is that Marvel's has had success with their movies, or DC's have been spotty at best.
spotty.
I'll be back. I'll be back.
Oh,
That's
okay.
being
Bye,
very
Tim.
smart.
I try to give them, kind of a glass half full. I mean, Aquaman wasn't bad. I liked Man of Steel. Justice League was terrible.
I like Man of Steel too. Like not a lot of people liked it, but I thought it was pretty badass.
I did.
But then again, I don't know. I also liked Superman Returns too. I thought that was pretty good. Yeah.
Let's get the fuck out of here.
And I'm back.
But I mean, the only thing that I can possibly say that they did right was, well, not right, but that actually made money for them. Maybe was Shazam and Suicide Squad. Would you say? Or
Man of Steel made a lot of money.
Horrible.
I mean,
Suicide
as far as
Squad
the
was
Joker
not,
was terrible. I didn't like the Joker that they did in there, but I don't think anybody really did.
Man
Well,
of,
I think
Man,
we're,
Man of Steel did good, no?
I think where DC has really done a fantastic job is they have this little TV network called CW, and they can put these shows like Heroes of Tomorrow, and what else was some of the DC titles? It was
I think they
Arrow,
dominated.
Yeah, they did it well on the small screen, but it was on the
Yeah.
big screen where they kept failing. Marvel can't do a small screen to save their lives. And
No.
I don't think they're going to try either.
Well, I don't know about that because I mean, would you consider Daredevil small screen or Punisher or
Yeah, but
any
those
of
were,
that? Because
those were on a streaming service. Those were
Yeah.
made specifically for a streaming service, so they could, they could push the envelope. They could do whatever they want to. But with like Arrow and Heroes of Tomorrow and even Supergirl being on a network television thing like that, you've got to deal with so many more challenges and complications. You're dealing.
no,
with,
you're right. Absolutely. Yeah,
So-
I totally agree with that.
It's it's 5 or 6 and pick one when it comes to that kind of deal. But I think that I think that would be an avenue for them to go to continue, cartoon stuff. They've had, or not cartoons, but comics. They've had success in doing that. And Marvel, for whatever reason, has never, ever really had any kind of success other than Punisher and Daredevil on the quote unquote small screen. Because if you remember the Spider-Man TV show from back in the late 70s and early 80s, that thing was terrible. It looks like
But that was the late 70s and early 80s. Like the technology wasn't there to go ahead and make a superhero.
Yeah, but then
Come
2 years
on,
later,
man. That show was amazing. What are you talking about?
No,
man?
it
It was
wasn't.
fantastic. Well, as a kid, I thought that was like one of the most amazing things ever when I saw Spider-Man.
As a
Were you
kid,
talking
I
about the
was like,
animated series?
no, I'm talking about
the
like
live action.
the live action one. Well, see, the thing is
yeah, that
though,
was-
is you had that Spider-Man show, and then like 2 years later, you had the Incredible Hulk come on the TV, and that changed everything as far as a superhero television show went.
Yeah,
because-
the Hulk was badass.
yeah. Lou
Fantastic
Ferrigno
show,
rolling
yeah.
around, and even what's his name who played Bruce Banner was a good Bruce Banner, which
Yeah.
these days is a hard thing to come up with. It seems for some reason, but
Yeah.
it was just like Splendopius. Just shut your mouth.
No. I like the Hulk. The Hulk was badass. You're right, and that I mean they did have their stinkers. Like they had Doctor Strange with an afro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They had Captain America with a motorcycle helmet, and
Oh, that was bad.
it was terrible. Yeah.
Well, and even Warner, even DC has had a couple failures. Like Black Lightning was atrocious. That was just. It was a great character that they conceptualized very badly, not in the actor, but in the script. The writing on it was very, very bad. And plus Black Lightning, for everything that Black Lightning is, it's still a relatively small character. And when you've been used to DC pumping out like Supergirl and Heroes of Tomorrow and Arrow on the small screen, and then the next one they give you is Black Lightning. That's a little bit of a letdown, I think.
Well, let me ask you a question. Like, okay, Dan's out, right? Are they still going to go through with his idea about aging all the heroes out and replacing them with more publicly correct?
Was that his idea?
Yeah, it was. I'm pretty sure it was his idea. Like he said, well, we're gonna, because he wanted everything in the DC universe to make sense. You see what I'm saying? And to have these heroes just not age and everything like that was a problem to him. So he wanted them to age out and replace them with younger and different heroes.
Yeah.
Like basically eliminating Batman and Superman and all these other characters the way they are now.
I mean, moving them separately to a more classic version over on the Black Label. So that's how they were planning to try and appease the long-term fans of the traditional characters, is to bring back more of a, I guess what they tried to say was more of like a 70s and 80s type version of Batman and Superman with the Black Labels. But but the 5G or whatever they're calling it now, that's supposed to be all the new characters that are replacing them. Like the one that they pushing the most is, as far as advertising, is the new Green Lantern, which is that teenage
oh god
girl that hacked the computer. I mean, it's ridiculous because
I am
they
so
should,
disappointed.
They've had 5 years of watching. They've had 5 years of watching Marvel do this and fail. What makes them think they're going to succeed?
Especially with their track record in movies. I mean,
I guess it's just the definition of insanity.
Yep. Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result.
It's crazy.
Exactly. It is crazy. I think
why don't they take a note from Comicsgate and just create new shit?
Because that requires creativity, that requires long suffering, and we're dealing with people who are participation trophy recipients. They think that showing up is all you have to do. They don't have, and they just want to take these old characters and recycle them and repackage them into a more politically correct and whatever you want to call it packaging to. Because we've seen what happens when they try to come up with new characters such as Squirrel Girl and Spider Girl and all these other stuff.
That's not new characters.
They fall flat every time because you're basically you're taking a character, you're making a superhero and then taking the superhero part away from the superhero to make them more human. They've been dehumanizing these guys, or deconstruction of the hero to make them more human, and that doesn't work. That's not what people want.
Oh, absolutely not.
When you open up a comic book, when I go to read a comic book or to go to see a movie with my favorite superhero in it, I want that superhero to be larger than life, awesome, has to deal with struggles and adversities, but it's on a level that the struggles and adversities need to be on a level that is beyond what I can do by going out and running a mile, trying to build up to run a mile or something like that. It needs to be way more than that. Comics should be aspirational.
Well, no, you're absolutely right. And like people who say like, well, what was Kirby's, what was his thing with society? Like what was his contribution? And when you look at it, what did he do? He created a bunch of cartoon characters. Well, no, he inspired generations to be heroes. You know what I'm saying? And these people are unraveling all of that. Like they're creating a whole generation where it's okay. You know what? Heroes don't exist. So don't even try. You know what I'm saying? Like it's craziness.
So yeah, I've been following the chat of it. So right now we have Azrael, Alfred, Clayface, Batman Beyond, Deadman, Croc, Raven from Teen Titans, Bane, Zatanna, Starfire, Solomon Grundy, Brainiac, and Sandman. And Skit went in there and put his own suggestion and said Swamp Thing.
I see that you started drawing almost all of them.
I was just doodling while you.
So are we just picking any one of those, or?
Yeah, you pick one as your main.
Alrighty.
and you could. It's a chill. We're dueling and chill. It's not a competition show. We could just have fun.
Yep, just pick one and Raven, and go from there.
How about Alfred as Batman?
Ooh.
I've always thought that would be a great show. Just let him do it. Like there's always been hints. Like there was
they have a show called Alfred, don't they? Like no Pennyworth.
Pennyworth.
Yeah.
Dude, that shit's badass too. Like I checked that out. I was like, that shit's awesome.
There's actually a episode of Batman the Animated Series where Alfred actually gets to kind of be Batman a little bit in a way because he's got to save Batman and or Bruce Wayne or something. He gets kidnapped or something. I can't remember exactly. It's been a while since I've seen the episode. But Alfred, in the way that he's always described and shown in movies and stuff, this guy used to be like an SAS agent or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like James fucking Bond, dude.
Yeah.
He was MI6.
Yeah.
But then
Black Star
they
thing,
decided to
cough,
change
Raven.
it at some point.
It was too manly.
Well, I want to say I think it was around, and it was kind of weird because we were just talking about Grant Morrison's Batman run Thursday night on my channel. I think they kind of reworked it to where he was an actor.
Mm.
Like I don't know if they completely took out all of the like military essence from him or what exactly, but that was kind of big in Morrison's run that Alfred was he was an actor back in the day. Which
That's
I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't subscribe to that theory. I like him better as the ex-military. I always thought it'd be cool to like what if Alfred was like placed there on purpose as as an infiltrator to the Wayne family, because there was always theories and slight story trails here and there throughout Batman's history that Thomas Wayne was not a great person. He had ties to the mafia, ties to Carmine Falcone, and this and that. So, like, what if Alfred was actually put there as an undercover agent to find out more about the Wayne family and his connections to the crime in Gotham City?
No, I like that actually. Hasn't Alfred sparred with Batman a few times in the comic?
Yeah,
because that kind of explains why he has all these fighting abilities and shit like that. Like,
he was part of MI6.
Yeah, an actor wouldn't be able to do that. I don't think
No.
an actor would be able to spar with Batman. You know
I
what I'm
don't.
saying?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Not with what we've been told of Alfred's actual training, or Batman's actual training. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it always. Vince McMahon has joined us.
Oh yeah!
Oh shit! Here we go.
Step into a Slim Jim.
Gonna puke.
Macho Man's the Slim Jim guy.
Oh,
I'm the guy that fires you. You're fired. You're fired.
Yeah, I don't know.
Doing great. I saw you guys were drawing, and I was like, "Ooh la la!" I got all this art stuff is about. Yeah.
It's because you saw like Raven was part of the subject, and you're like, I have to draw Teen Titan, right?
I was just staring at nude pictures of Shawn Michaels and thought, "Oh, up in the stream and see what they're doing." Yeah.
I walk into.
Everything.
This always happens. Somebody comes in midway. It's always at the worst.
Oh yeah.
I can smell grown wrestling fans from a mile away. Yeah.
Do you guys need me to repeat all the suggestions that we had?
Oh yeah,
I heard Swamp Thing and Clayface. I think I might pick one of those to go ahead and
Sweet.
do that real quick.
I heard Raven, and just a little bit more Raven.
There was Azrael, Alfred, Clayface, Batman Beyond, Deadman, Croc, Raven, Bane, Zatanna, Raven, Starfire, Solomon, Grundy, Brainiac, and Sandman. And
That's
Swamp
so
Thing,
Raven.
right? You know, I wanted to draw like a Batman Beyond, but I'm drawing something else.
Might Vince McMahon make a suggestion? Yeah.
Please do.
Oh, yeah. Draw a picture of Shawn Michaels from Playgirl 97 issue. Yeah.
God.
And then send them to me. Yeah.
We're not drawing you fat material, Vince.
God damn it. I'm Vince McMahon. When I say draw fat material, you draw fat material.
Well, I mean, doesn't your wife own the company? So can you technically fire anyone?
Goddamn, Linda. I called Linda the other day and I said, suck it like a man. Yeah.
Suck it like a man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Men are better at everything when it comes to Vince McMahon. Yeah.
Yeah, even being a woman.
God, Sam, you're sending bread over to your house right now.
Suck it like a man, Simon.
Yep. Oh, no, I'm not running. I'm waiting. I'm still drawing.
I'm gonna have Brett put you in a sharpshooter, and then I'm gonna scream.
I'm waiting. I'm already waiting here without a shirt, ready to wrestle. So let's get.
Oh shit!
Remember, I used to do wrestling, right?
All oiled up.
My mind.
and gay orgies.
No shirt, you say? Wrestle another man, you say?
Yeah, I'll wrestle you.
What's your email? I'm sending you a contract right now.
Covered in nothing but syrup.
Sam Portier versus Braun Strowman. Super hot, action-packed and wrestling. Yeah.
Is that electrifying Vince McMahon? It gives you a boner.
Red gaze. Red gaze, you're fired.
My whole life to hear that.
Yeah, he's taking a little.
You're fired.
He's putting the big Papa Pump back into Saturday nights.
All right, I look forward to my Shawn Michaels pictures in my email later. I'll talk to you guys later. In the meantime, you're fired.
Thanks, Vince.
Later, Vince.
Later.
Oy vey. At least it wasn't Gail. That would be an interesting conversation to have after her freak out and meltdown with the animals with the baby teeth in it. God, that was strange.
That was strange.
I mean, you have to like seriously. I mean, I understand that like some people like to do home arts and, but you know, I think there's a line in there somewhere between fun and games and psychotic, and I think she went well past that line.
Agree.
So, can you guys guess who I'm drawing?
I'm gonna say Raven.
Raven number 7.
Looks like Lobo.
Oh, Lobo.
Yeah, he was not mentioned, so.
Like that's ever stopped drawing Lobo ever in your life.
I'm probably going to do it after, or in the background.
Well, there. Black Star says, "Will these be pencils, pens, digital drawings? A little bit of all of it. We're doing it all. We're doing it live.
Yep.
Do it live.
I'll write it. You print it.
That's one of my favorite videos on YouTube. I mean, him just going crazy like that. I could watch that anytime and get a good laugh out of it.
Never gets old.
It's always funny to watch. You know, everybody says that they don't like to watch people have downs, but it's like a train wreck. You don't want to watch, but you can't look away.
Yep.
And so it's I've always found like when people say, "Well, I don't watch those things because I don't like." I always take those people and kind of like watch them out of the side out of the corner of the time that I'm around them because they are not to be trusted. Because if they're gonna come out and lie about something that mundane or not mundane, but that non really consequential something on YouTube that happened 20 years ago, then they're definitely going to lie about something else bigger to you. So you just got to always watch those people.
It's so true.
I mean, it's if you know because you know that they're lying because human nature is to watch stuff like that. It's just the way that it's like watching. I watched the most of the documentary today because my kid wanted to watch it, but it was the on Netflix, the cats, the Meowvie, or that's a thing about people who were who put their cats on Instagram and make them famous and all this other stuff. And I'm just sitting here like I wanted to turn it off, but I couldn't stop watching it because I was just like, I have to see what happens next. I have to see what the next cat outfit is or what the next cat is that's coming on. Because once you start, you can't stop. It's literally like watching a train wreck because you know when the train wrecks that it's going to be bad. If there's people on the train, they're more than likely going to die. And if it's like a cargo, like freight train or something like that, you know, something terrible is going to spill or you're going to have 50 cattle running all over the place that have escaped and all this stuff. It's going to be carnage and mass hysteria and all this other stuff, but you're going to watch it. You're going to sit there and watch it all.
Dogs and cats living together.
Yep. Mass hysteria.
Yeah, I one time saw a train hit a chicken truck, and that was one of the most interesting things I've ever seen. Yes. I mean, them chickens were everywhere. No one got hurt except for maybe a couple chickens, but there were chickens all over the place.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. I saw a train carrying chicken manure to go out to some field. Like they were taking it to, I think, either make nitrates out of it or something like that. But it was just stock full of chicken manure, and it derailed. And this is in July.
Ugh.
Oh, man, let me tell you something. That is a smell that you never really forget. It doesn't get out of your clothes, permeates your skin. It's bad.
When I was about 7 years old, man, I lived in this trailer park, and on one side of the trailer park was a dump, and on the other side was a chicken farm. And depending upon which way the wind was blowing, either you got the smell from the chicken farm or from the dump.
That sounds like a great place to live.
Right?
Sounds like a country song.
Mm-hmm.
It does.
The name of the trailer park was the Double D Trailer Ranch.
That's amazing.
Perfect.
That's amazing.
Zed Comics is asking, are y'all drawing Swamp Thing? We're drawing a list of DC characters. We have Swamp Thing. We have Raven.
18 times.
18 times. We have, looks like a suggestion from earlier in the day with Joseph King drawing Duskworn and Kilgore staring at each other. I don't know what Vic's drawing. And
Starfire.
Starfire, okay. And I'm not sure what Preston's drawing either, but I think
Swamp Thing.
Swamp Thing. Okay,
yeah,
cool.
We're doing Swamp Thing.
So those seem to be the going ones. I'm surprised nobody said Toxic Crusader because if I'm not mistaken, that was a DC title.
No, the Toxic Crusader? No, that was Marvel.
Oh, Marvel. Okay.
If I'm not mistaken.
I just remember I never read the books. I just remember the movie. I love the movie. So good.
Wait, Toxic Crusader or Toxic Avenger? Because those are two different things.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I'm pretty sure they're two different things.
Whatever the one is that had they made the movie where he was all jacked up and carried around the mop. And
that was Avenger, right?
That was Toxic Avenger.
Yeah. Okay. And then we have Adam drawing Batman, I believe. Yes.
Maybe we'll do a Batman Beyond or my best Batman Beyond.
That's cool.
Since Sketch was giving me shit the last time because me, you, and Red weren't doing anything.
Yeah.
We're just taking up space apparently.
I can promise you that I will continue to take up space because I have no artistic ability whatsoever. I can sell it once it's drawn, but I can't draw it.
Do you have a drawing pad, Adam, or are you just doing that with your mouse?
We have a little info.
No, I do have I've got a bamboo tablet here.
Cool.
He was not voted, but he's showing up anyways.
That's right.
Yeah, I'd never drawn the Swamp Thing before, so that was something I was like, man, I want to draw that thing, man. I always liked it. I actually enjoyed the movie, and I don't think too many people really enjoyed that movie. But
the one from the 80s?
Yeah.
That was cool for its time, anyway.
Yeah,
the costume was awesome.
Yeah, and for the time period where that scene where he grows his arm back, I always thought that I was like, wow, he's growing his arm back. How the heck is he doing that?
Yeah, and see, we like people like kids these days who watched Guardians of the Galaxy when Groot, goes and becomes the tree canopy that saves them and everything like that. They don't understand how hard it was. Awesome it was to see something done in practical effects or stop motion film back in the 80s when they're so used to just seeing computer animation doing that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it actually had to build like robots and shit like that.
Yeah. Zaid Comics says, brother, the new series is much better than that ass movie. LOL, Swamp Thing is
Didn't it get canceled and then they brought it back?
On what streaming service is that supposed to be?
I thought it got canceled too. Like that was the DC streaming service, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was DC streaming service. I was also under the impression that it got canceled after the first season, before the first season was even done.
How do you cancel something is what I want to know. Is that like, you're just sitting around like, oh yeah, we're going to cancel Swamp Thing. And then like you get a phone call later.
On death row, Nick. I heard you guys talking about me.
Gail.
Hey, Gail.
There's a sexy woman. Some gravy and fried chicken, baby.
What a special day this is. We had Vince, and now we've got Gail here. Gail, are you up for the new role of publisher at DC Comics?
Well, first things first here, Adam AF. So, Nick, this is the first thing I got to say to you. You keep your goddamn male gaze off of my fine body. I will not have it, you pervert. How dare you look upon me with your sexual looks? Okay, Adam, your question. Am I ready to take the role of putting the final nail in the coffin of DC Comics?
Yeah.
That is a role I will not only take, I will absolutely love and enjoy seeing the end of that GD company.
Are you just gonna eat it alive?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go up there. My first executive order will be get me a truckload of Newports. Cause I'm sitting in this office and just smoking and saying no to everyone till the whole place is done.
Now, here's my question for you, Gail. Where did you get the creepy little animal things that you post on Twitter with the teeth? That was I even thought that was a little bit far for you.
Well, I'll tell you this. Guess who never just bite me wrong all the time? It's I don't. I don't get any idea there, buddy. I will be wrong till the day I die, if need be.
Because I don't think you answered the question. Seems like you're tiptoeing around the question there.
Stop deflecting, Gail.
I don't have any toes. They've removed both feet from diabetes. So there's no way I could be tipped anything. But you know what? Yeah, it was a troll. I'll just say it. I'm Troll Master. I'm king of the trolls. I'm queen of you, Nick. I dominate everything. And now I just put all you comic skaters right in your place with my Twitter. How do you like that, CG? Suck it, Ethan.
Well, you got us.
Take that, you incels.
Yeah, it's been a while since you've busted the incel jokes. I got to kind of give you props.
Well, my poor husband incel, so I understand you people.
Oh. Wow.
Have you ever seen my...
I don't think so.
It's a total hoot. Like, I call him names, and I throw stuff at him, and he cries.
Now, this isn't that mole that grows on your back that sometimes comes out and talks, is it? That's not your husband, is it?
No, my husband is this frail, weak little white man that I call names, and I throw stuff at him. I mostly towels, because I say, clean up, you're ugly when you cry. But that's just what I do. So it's fun. Me and the kids, we all point, laugh at him, and say, "You're weak. You make us sick."
You sound like just a delight to live with.
Well, he's still with me for some reason. I can't be that bad.
That gets from marrying a ham beast.
I mean, I'll be honest. I've threatened him a few times, but if you leave, I'll fucking kill him. I got that boy on a short leash.
Oh, do we have Philip here in the chat? Yes, we do. I see Phil. Hello, Phil from Zaid Comics.
Hey, what's up? I just wanted to come in and tell you about that why Swamp Thing got canceled. So they got canceled before the first episode even aired because the show was so expensive to make that they were banking on getting a bunch of taxes back from Tennessee where they filmed, and they just didn't. Like they messed up some numbers and didn't get back enough to make money to do a second season. So they just canned it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Because there's so much practical effects in that show. It's really good, all the effects and stuff. But they blew all their
You're
their
practically gorgeous, young Phil. Oh my God, where'd this CG'er come from? Look at this handsome man.
Yeah, kind of breaking the mold on the incel, right?
So you're changing side now?
Forget Doodle and Chill. I'm all about Philip and my poon poon.
Girls love me.
There's
gotta
that
have
one.
some standards, though, man.
Oh, Phil's got standards. He knows all about Gail Simone.
Don't encourage the land whales.
I said, you want to be a big time writer, Phil? You want to be a big shot? You want me to skyrocket you right up my vajiji?
Nope. God.
He said no, but I'm still trying because I'm a winner. I don't fuck.
She won't let up. Over your thighs said yes.
It's amazing we get anything done on this show.
Right. I was surprised. Vic, we could see Vic's body. He doesn't look that fat.
How fat did you think I was?
You were always a higher fat.
Yeah, but that's why we haven't seen him.
Huge.
That's why we haven't seen him for months. He was on a diet.
It's good, brother.
I saw Vic nude back in '96. He's a good looking man.
Wasn't Vic at your bachelorette party, Gail?
It was. He rubbed me down in bacon grease just as I asked.
Absolutely.
And notice Vic isn't denying any of this.
Yeah.
You guys don't even want to know where I told him to put the stick of butter.
Correct. You're very right about that.
Yeah, we don't want to know.
There are some stories that are best left in that moment. And that moment obviously passed a long time ago.
That secret can die with you, please.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's just excited because the non-disclosure agreement ended. It passed its statutory date, and now she can talk about it.
It's not as bad as you guys think. He just rubbed it between the rolls till it melted. My God, he said I have to stop putting butter in other places.
Hold on, I need a barf bag. Be right back.
So yeah,
I'll never ever
go back to
unsee
Slaughter
that.
Squad.
Very nice choice.
Yeah.
All right, you guys. I'm going to see you later. I've got to go fill Dan Dildo's chair because it now belongs to me. I'm going to take this off. I'm going to get the stamp pad that says no. And everything the writers hand me, I'm just going to stamp no, 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 fuck you, no. So it should be an entertaining week at DC.
Well, we look forward to roasting everything that you do.
Yeah, good luck squeezing into that chair.
Yeah.
Oh, well, thank you. I've had it widened out. It's a bigger chair now. I've got the 5XL version.
That was the first thing she did when she was elected. Need a bigger chair.
Oh, so you went and you grabbed Ethan's old chair?
Oh, Vic with the jokes.
Ethan is a saint. Ethan is a skinny, young, beautiful man that I'm going to steal from Andrea. All right, I'll see you later.
Bye,
Take it easy.
Oh, always a treat when Gail shows up.
How honored are we?
That was
Very
absolutely disgusting.
Oh, God.
I'm scarred
I
for life.
feel violated.
I'm assuming she's since replaced the butter with chicken grease.
I just don't even want to think about it, man. I just want to like go somewhere, and I'm in my happy place in my mind right now. I'm looking at this beautiful card that I got from Zaid Comics. It says "Greetings from Ambrosia." It's got this nice. Mermaid lady on the front who I've come to since understand is a prostitute. And it's got this this dude with awesome glasses and sideburns and a Lucky Charms hat.
Yes, brother. Yes.
And a wolf man and a green lady with ample, huge tracts of land, we'll say. And but there was an ominous warning on the back that says "See you soon, APD," which I'm assuming is the Ambrosia Police Department, but is also the initials for the police department in the city that I live in. So that was a little off because when it got it in the mail, it was upside down. So the address and the "See you soon, APD" thing was on there. So I'm like, uh-oh.
That's funny.
That is pretty funny.
Yeah, that was nice to get in the mail. That's a nice touch you guys did. I like that.
Yeah, we sent them out to the 100 domestic backers. Sent those
no,
out.
no wonder I didn't get one.
You should be getting one, brother.
Oh, well, I haven't yet. Been destroying my mailbox, checking it every fucking day, and haven't got it yet.
If not, then you'll get one with your book, which we should be printing next week.
Making me fucking wait. Whoa! Yeah, that's some fun news.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Working on some final letters right now, and then we're gonna be doing a pass through this week on like reading it all through, edits and stuff like that. And then hopefully next weekend we should be off to mix them.
Sweet.
Very excited.
Heck yeah, congratulations. I would be too. That's been a long time coming. I'm excited about that.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like being like, man, we've been working on, like, we got over 100 pages done in the last 5 months or whatever. But between the pilot issue and the whole comic, it's crazy. I halfway through doing the book while Brandon was drawing, I kind of rewrote the ending and added like 4 more pages, so it's like 92 pages now, because I wanted the ending to be a little bit more action-packed, which I'm really happy about. But we're still making it work on time, so I was kind of worried about that there. But our colorist came through. He just gave me a batch of 18 colored pages in the last week, which was awesome. And now I gotta sit down and letter all of them this weekend. That's what I'm doing.
Not a bad problem to have, though. You know.
No, yeah, it's fun, man.
Yeah, I can think of better things, a lot worse things to be doing than making your comic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. A lot worse things to do than make dreams come true, bro.
Right.
Yeah, brother.
Yeah.
And the dreams of your customers, man. They want to see that in their hands, So it's like that's the best part about what happens here in CG is you see not only these creators that are coming up making their dreams come true, but you have the community, the consumers who are helping them make the dream come true because it's part of their dream to get these comic books, So it's like it's a beautiful dance. It's a beautiful relationship between the two.
He's really imbibing that poor artist motif,
Yeah, well, he's also.
It doesn't look like a T-shirt. It looks like a pillowcase.
He's at the local library also.
The couple T-shirts that are sewn together, and a couple pillowcases. I mean, to make a T-shirt.
Skits, are you drawing Poison Ivy on Swamp Thing?
Yeah.
Nice.
I don't know if they actually go together or not, but I was like, they kind of have the same vibe, right?
Yeah, they've had some interactions together. I know in the comics they've she tried to seduce them and shit because they're both harbingers of the green, or I should say caretakers of the green, which is the magical earth force basically.
Well, I guess that's what I'm doing then.
I like it.
I like it a lot.
Yeah, I love Swamp Thing. He's a badass.
I would have never guessed with the Swamp Thing character figure that you have in the background right next to Lobo.
Oh yeah, Swamp Thing's awesome. Yeah, this little statue guy. No, he's the cool thing about him is he's the most emo character in any in all of comics. So he's always about not being human or humans treating the earth poorly, and there's just issues of him just in the fetal position basically crying.
Whole issue.
Yeah, that's what's great about Alan Moore Swamp Thing. Don't give a fuck.
An emo character. Well, that's pretty much ruined Swamp Thing for me. So I'll just keep chugging it on the road.
You're a fan of Raven. There's no more. You don't get more. Emo
That's true.
Than that.
Oh, Raven was goth, man. They just made her emo.
Yeah, that's very true. Get it right. Goth is different than emo.
Way different.
Yeah.
Really? She's the daughter of
I don't know. Most goth are emo. So.
No, that's like saying is emo, and the Cure is not emo. The Cure is goth. To call Cure an emo band is an insult. They are a goth band.
Well, I guess I'm insulting.
I don't know. I thought the Cure was more emo, and goth is more like later on. Goth kind of came later.
No, goth has been around forever.
Yeah, since the 70s, man.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes. Remember. Goth was an offshoot of it was like the anti-punk thing. You had punk, and then swing the opposite was goth.
Yeah, if you were to actually go back and look at some of those people back then, you really couldn't tell the difference between goth and punk, really.
Yeah, because if you look at the first two albums from The Cure, especially their first album and then Boys Don't Cry, if you looked at them and then went and looked at the Sex Pistols or even the chic punk bands like Duran Duran or something like that, they all looked the same. It was just a different style of music.
I think the first goth punk could actually be credited to Susie and the Banshees.
Those are Sex Pistols.
Sex Pistols were punk. They were punk, and they're straight punk.
Punk.
But Susie and the Banshees definitely were They were punk, but they were definitely goth.
Punk goth.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Punketh.
I don't know. An album called "Boys Don't Cry" sounds super gay. So
It's super good, is what it is.
Okay. A style, according to the dictionary, emo, a style of rock music resembling punk, but having more complex arrangements and lyrics that deal with more emotional subjects.
yeah. That's a crap definition.
Yeah, really. I mean,
Is it?
That's a definition written by a bunch of emos.
Okay, here's the Wikipedia.
Delivered
The
like
Oh, that's a
version.
trustworthy place to go.
Yeah. It says mid 1980s is origination. Subsequent 1990s went there's like a hard post hardcore punk kind of stuff. Let's see here. Origins.
Yeah.
Like skater type stuff is in there.
sounds great.
No, emo is terrible. I'm telling you, that's why it's awful, and that's why the Cure is not emo. Because the Cure is good.
Emo was just a phase. Let's be honest. It's just a phase. A phase everyone wants to forget.
Didn't the Cure do the soundtrack?
Yep, they did one.
They were one of the bands on the course.
Yep.
I think Pantera was.
Pantera was on there. There was My Life with the Thrill Kill Cult. Yep,
Yeah, they were good.
Yep.
That's a good
Maggot on there.
Who else?
Henry Rollins.
Yep. The Machines of Loving Grace was on there. Yep. There's all kinds of good stuff on there.
I ask a question. Why does Swamp Thing have ears?
So we could hear.
Oh, he has
He does
ears?
have ears, doesn't he?
I didn't even know that. I ain't even.
Sometimes
going
he
with it.
does.
Yeah, he has ear holes.
One has ears.
He's got like ear holes.
Sketch, we're drawing to answer Sketch Therapy's question. We are drawing, but Joseph King is drawing a character from the DC universe since Dildo lost his job. So we're doing this in honor of that. And Joseph King is drawing something from earlier today that was suggested.
Yeah, I just had this stuck in my head. I wanted to get it out. Deathstorm versus Slaughter Squad.
He's drawing like a whole scene.
Yeah, it's good.
I was like, I gotta draw their reaction. Like, I gotta see their faces.
Preston, I like your Swamp Thing is badass.
I appreciate that.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Patch's coming out swinging too.
Yeah, I like Swamp Thing. He's fun to draw.
Who's gonna add?
You like your monsters, I noticed.
Did you guys see the classic Swamp Thing villain Cranius? You ever seen him before?
Hey, it's Crane.
He's right here. He's a brain hand man. He's from like Bernie Wright's and Swamp Thing.
That's awesome.
It looks like something out of John Carpenter movie. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
I feel like they use that in there was another Vertigo series that came out in like the early 2000s, and Cranius was fuck, what was the name of that? Like Freak Show or that.
Whenever I look at it, I just see Crane.
Cranius was my college team name.
He came with the sideshow.
Oh, the Unmen. That's what it was. The Unmen. Did you guys, anybody here read that?
No. I don't like onions.
I've seen them I've never read it.
The Unmen.
That's a lie.
Not onion.
I really
Jesus.
like onions.
So you lied just to make a joke? How droll.
Yes.
How very droll of you.
You guys remember the Swamp Thing movies?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, we're talking about them. How much they suck.
Wasn't the second one just like bananas? Like they just went off the rails?
I only saw the first one.
Doesn't have Heather Locklear is in one of them, right?
Adrian Barbeau's in the first one.
Yeah. Not so bad.
Big cans. That's why I watched it.
Really?
Yeah, brother.
I don't believe that.
You don't believe Adrian Barbeau?
That's why Phil would watch something.
They brought her back in a cameo in the series, the DC Universe series. She was like a cop or something. She's old.
Yeah, that happens to all of us, man. You get old.
I'd still see her topless though. Wes Craven directed the Swamp Thing movie.
Oh, Adrian Barbeau. Yeah, I remember that lady. She's like, is she still alive? Dang.
Yeah. She was in Escape from New York, right?
Yeah, she'd be like in her 70s, I think.
She was banging John Carpenter's. Right?
Really?
I think they were married for a while.
Yeah.
Phil's just such a big difference there.
Yes, sketch one is cooking the other's family. and Kilgore is peeling potatoes. It's a little bit of fun. That's all.
All right, so I had an idea. I had a kind of a crazy idea. What do you guys think of this? So,
whoa.
You know how a lot of these campaigns, whatever, they'll have like a thing. You pay a certain amount and you get to have dinner with the creator or something lame. You know, it's like
what?
That's a thing.
Yeah. I mean, nobody's done it in Comicsgate, but I've seen like they're selling like some electric thing on Kickstarter. Like, hey, you pay $2,000. You can come hang out at our office and we'll buy you lunch or something like that.
Yeah,
big company stuff does that.
Yeah. So then I was like, okay, what if all right, we have like a big tier, and then you meet me in Vegas and we go like shoot machine guns and blow shit up.
Okay.
Do I have to pay to get to Vegas, or is that part of the thing?
Oh yeah, travel is not included. You got to
travel is definitely not included.
We were talking about letting people come down and be part of the Rockabilly Road Trip webisodes when we finish the new car, and but we started figuring out airfare and how we was going to get that stupid shit, and it just became a
bit ridiculous.
Yeah, so we're like, no, we ain't doing that.
Oh, well, I mean, like these other campaigns, they never pay like for the fare or anything. It's just like,
you got to get there.
Yeah, you got to find your way there. You got to pay all this money, and then you get the privilege of hanging out with whoever the hell.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
Yeah, and I'm guessing these are some, I don't know, they got some disposable income.
I do like the concept of going and like shooting guns and blowing stuff up.
That's you had me at blowing stuff up with guns and stuff for sure.
Yeah, there's this range in Vegas where they've got like heavy machine guns. You can like get in the helicopter.
Yeah, I've seen that before. Yeah,
sure.
They've got a minigun on one of those helicopters, I believe.
Fuck yeah! I just want to go on my own. I don't care.
If I was you, I'd go one.
I've shot one of those. They're a lot of fun.
I've never seen that video.
Awesome.
And you posted that video, didn't you, Passion? Of you shooting a big machine gun into the water?
M60. Yeah, it's on YouTube. I don't think I've posted it. I need to like clip it and just.
M60. Yeah, that's
Passion used to be Jesse Ventura.
Yes.
Oh.
No.
Yeah, that's Kilgore's weapon of choice, the M60.
Ain't got time to bleed.
Time.
Can't say his other famous name here on YouTube. His other famous line here on YouTube.
Oh. Yeah, I got in trouble. I kept posting that GIF.
Really?
I don't actually. That wasn't what got me in trouble. It was something else. But that's one of my favorites.
Like I say, we all know why you really got taken out. Don't say it.
Oh, I would never.
Well, you did.
Again, I would never again.
Naughty boy.
And the Swamp Thing in that new TV show looks legit.
Yeah, man, the show's great. It's good. Well, I mean, it's for no reason.
Love the Blue Devil. Blue Devil is awesome.
The Blue Devil.
Yeah, he's whatever. But in the show, he's
They should have just scrapped Swamp Thing and just made the whole show about the Blue Devil.
God,
That would have been awesome.
Blue Devil's awesome.
The guy,
We should be drawing Blue Devil.
The redhead from Beverly Hills 90210 plays him.
The
I don't know if
redhead.
you guys were alive in the 80s, but there's a show.
We all know what 90210 is.
I'm pretty sure everyone knows what 90210 is, but I don't know how many of us actually watched it.
He was.
When you say redhead, we automatically think women. You're talking about.
No, it's a guy. Yeah.
You mean a ginger?
Melrose Place. I was more of a Melrose Place person.
Of course you were.
He was in. You guys ever see the movie Domino with Mickey Rourke and Keira Knightley? He played him. The redhead guy played himself and the other guy from 90210, and they were kidnapped by Domino and Mickey Rourke. Let me just look up his name.
Still not gonna really help.
So you're talking about the guy from Sharknado.
Yes, yeah, the guy from Sharknado.
Okay, yeah.
Not really a redhead, but
He's
okay.
It's strawberry blonde, maybe. I don't know.
That was gay.
Well, we are
Strawberry
talking about
blonde,
90210, right?
Yeah,
That's true.
Ian Ziering, is that him?
Yeah, Ian Ziering, that's his name.
Ian. Yeah, he's got red hair.
So he has no soul.
Hey, ginger do have souls.
He's got half a soul.
Yeah.
We do have souls. Oh. Oh my God! Do you remember that? So, oh shit! That kid who made that video, he got in a boxing match with Gavin McInnes. Did you see that?
No.
So they've been feuding. The ginger kid, like he's grown up now, and he was trans for a little while.
What?
Just for a little bit.
Then he started feuding with Gavin McInnes, and then they had a boxing match. And it was glorious. It was great.
God, I hate the internet sometimes. I really do.
Jesus, yeah.
It's like that.
I'm pretty sure he's just a living troll.
Yeah.
I can't tell if he's insane or what.
I would probably go with a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Well, it's like that quote unquote kid that got bullied and because of his dwarfism, and turns out he's like 18 and they took all the money and ran.
That.
Oh, he was 18.
Yeah, that's 18, man.
It's like a video of him like with a whole bunch of money going on and getting paid.
Yeah, because they raised like $286,000 on a GoFundMe to send him to Disney World. And he had like all these stars, including Hugh Jackman.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, you got a friend of me, and it's all a scam. And they got pictures of him walking around in like Gucci clothing and all this other stuff. And when I first saw,
like the chick that was pretending to be his mother, was that his girlfriend?
Yeah, something like it's like, yeah,
really? That's hilarious.
You know, and at first, when I saw the video that he was actually screwing with everybody, my first knee-jerk reaction was, wow, that's cold-blooded, man. I mean, that's straight up. The more I thought about it, the more I was like, not all heroes wear capes, you know what I'm saying? It was just, I got to that point. And I hate that I've become that kind of cynical through some of those people, you know what I'm saying? If you're stupid enough to not do your homework, then I'm sorry, you deserve it.
Oh man, yeah.
Totally agree.
I mean, my initial reaction when I saw that video was like, why is his mom just like filming him have a meltdown and like, where's his dad? Like, this is fucked.
I was like, why is his mom blowing him? Like, what's going on? I was like, this is weird. This is totally weird.
Figures.
Sketch says I was going to start a charity for Ginger's March of the Soulless. We're going to take them to shoot guns in Vegas and write it off as a charity. The Ginger Army, we strike at night. Michael Beacon is saying, I am Ginger and I have a soul. That boy is Ginger. I mean, he's like the kid on Sandlot Ginger. That kind of ginger.
Yeah, did you see Liam's trying to deny his gingerness? He shaved his head.
Yeah, that's not going to work, though, because we've all seen it.
But I've heard he found some newfound wealth and
power
and
influence.
Influence. Yeah. That's what I heard.
It's all over Facebook. So he's doing well.
What's a Facebook?
A hive of scum and villainy.
Mm.
So, Nick, what do you think about my Raven?
I like it. Looking good. I'm liking Skits of Swamp Thing and Poison Ivy. I like that little crossover. We got Vic doing. I could barely see the Starfire because of the pull it down a little bit. Let's turn that around. See what we got. Oh, yep, looks good.
Nice.
Very nice. We got Passion coming up, pulling up the rear, but he's really putting it in on the Swamp Thing. Looks good.
No. Gnarly. That's Gnar, brother.
That's Gnar. And we got Joseph doing his Death Sworn and Slaughter Squad cooking competition.
He's got the potato.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We got Preston Acevedo with his Swamp Thing. That looks really good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
And we have Adam doing his Batman Beyond. That's very. Not really sure what the two eyes are for, but I'm guessing that's a layering effect that will come in later.
Terry McGinnis.
There we go. Yes. Yeah, we're getting there. And now Sim is moving on, and Swami says, I feel Lobo coming from Sim. Uh-oh. I mean,
I love it.
Yeah,
Which is true.
Hell, brother. Yeah.
Wow.
I love Lobo.
I can't say that I disagree.
He's so much more, brothers.
You guys are haters.
Yeah.
Respecting the main man. Show him some goddamn respect.
Absolutely.
Adam, you know you keep swapping that drawing around. You got kind of a Dance Dance Revolution thing going on.
Oh, move the wrong way. Dude, like.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Adam, when's your book coming out?
Hopefully this summer we'll launch the campaign.
I hope you're drawing it, man.
Oh, totally.
Do you have an artist in mind?
I haven't.
Nice.
Cool.
It's a great.
Since it is horror inspired, I thought that'd be
Oh, is it?
yeah, horror sci-fi.
Oh, okay. I know which one you're doing now.
Yeah,
Cool.
starting with that one, and then we'll do the superhero book second.
Yeah, that one's gonna be so creepy, man.
I hope so.
But like kind of arousing for me, you know what I'm saying?
It's gonna be. I'm gonna try to ride that fine line between arousal and uncomfortableness.
Yeah,
It's so.
I can guarantee that much.
excited.
And the victims are bludgeoned to death by these huge, ginormous memories.
I feel a subplot that I might have to add in there, but
There'll be an ash can.
I'm excited. So yeah, let's talk more about Lobo.
Right?
No.
So, Lobo is a big fan of space dolphins and
Yeah, he's really sensitive. He's a complex character. He's sensitive towards space dolphins. He cherishes them.
We really doing this, guys.
And he was bullied all his life by all the inhabitants of his planet. They didn't understand where he came from. He just wanted to have fun and being a rebel. And you guys should understand that that's what he wanted. And over there, they were being like socialist, communist type of people. And
yeah, he comes from a communist where everything's a utopia, and they treat him like a devil.
Yep.
You know.
Didn't he kill everybody?
Yep.
Well, he's like a mass murderer.
Yep.
It was a science school.
That's so not.
Is that for real? Is that the actual story behind it?
Yeah. So
he killed everybody.
He was like a chemical warfare genius. He invented this like alien wasp that he unleashed on his planet, and it killed everybody.
Yeah, that was awesome. That's one of the things I love about Lobo.
Totally not Thanos.
I stumbled upon a signed edition of the first appearance of Lobo on eBay, but it was a qualified. It was on, but it was qualified.
Yeah,
and so I guess that brought down the price because they couldn't verify the signature. I for like $3.
Accurate.
See you tomorrow.
So I don't know who I'm drawing.
Don't.
So who do you guys think is going to replace Bildo?
Zoe Quinn for sure.
No, but maybe the Andy Corey.
Oh yeah, because he did so well with Vertigo.
Yeah.
It's not about job performance, though. Remember, it's about virtue signaling and all that nonsense because the election's coming up. They got to have the right people in the right places. I'm telling you, we're going to see. It's either going to be somebody who none of us have ever heard of, or I think AT&T is just going to put somebody in there because they're going to get rid of it anyway. They're just going to be like, you know what, you go run this into the ground and just cut it off at the knees.
I think maybe they might put a Warner Brothers, person in there because they want to attach it more to the films. He kind of took over Marvel.
Yeah.
Ooh, Tom King.
No.
Could you imagine if Tom ran the entire publishing line for DC?
Everybody who read DC Comics would start committing suicide.
I have an idea, and it's one no one said. Bruce Timm.
Now that would actually be cool. I think I'd be okay with that.
I don't think he's that involved.
They're working on that new animated series.
Well, yeah, he's just in charge of all their animated stuff or like their movies.
Yeah, that's like the only thing making them money right now. I'm pretty sure the animation division makes than
I guarantee it.
So I think Bruce Timm would be a cool choice. But
the last thing he did, though, I don't know if it was the last thing, but last thing I remember is he did The Killing Joke, and he added that shitty prequel to The Killing Joke where Batman bangs Batgirl. Yeah, it was. Yeah, well, he directed that. The preface to it where Batgirl bangs Batman.
Yeah, I never understood that.
Because I thought that was the other one, Paul Dini.
No.
I thought that he wasn't on that one.
Bruce Timm's always had a thing with Batgirl and Batman together.
I'm just saying he'd be a pretty good middle of the road. He's kind of Hollywood. He's kind of he has.
Is he stupid enough to jump onto that sinking ship?
Oh man.
Well, he's been there this long.
Yeah, he's been there what, 30 years?
Yep.
Right.
He's been with Warner Brother ever since he was doing the the baby Looney Tunes. What was the name?
Tiny Toons.
Tiny Toons. Yeah.
Well, whoever takes over is gonna have to eat shit when they get the axe. When DC because DC is definitely going down.
They could just be putting in a scapegoat.
That's pretty much. It's like the sacrificial lamb. Like whoever takes that job.
Yeah, it's like there'll probably be a drawdown president. Someone who's like gonna just cut the company up. And
you don't think it would be Lloyd?
I don't think
Jim Lee wants that job.
Yeah, I don't think he wants that job. I
He
don't think
doesn't
he'd
need
take
to
that
do it.
job.
He doesn't need to do it. The guy's like, he owns stock. He doesn't care. He's a millionaire. He don't.
What about Jeff Johns?
He definitely doesn't want it. He stepped down as the CCO. Why would he want to take the fucking publisher job?
Well, that's because he was going to Hollywood. So I don't think he would do it.
How'd that work out for him?
He's a millionaire too. He didn't need the money.
He's doing a bunch of shows. Like he's an exec on all the DC shows.
Yeah.
Or
It's like a job no one wants, I think. I don't think there's anybody who really wants that job right now.
I'd take that job.
Unless Jim Lee takes it over entirely.
I think Jim Lee has a lot of influence, but he doesn't need all the responsibility. Why would he do it?
I don't know. I mean, he's kind of ready, so
yeah.
He moves into the big slot, and they move somebody like Andy Corey into the smaller slot.
Please no. Please God no.
Yeah, I think Black Star's right. They'll do is a restructure and make up a new title and combine some stuff.
Yeah, that's probably true.
That's always what happens.
Yep. I mean, I'm telling you, AT&T is looking for a way. Like I said earlier, if I were looking at it from an AT&T standpoint, I would want something. I would want to have books pushing the movies, especially when it comes to DC, because they're 50-50 movies, but on their TV shows, they're hitting home runs. Right. So have books that push those, like Marvel is now doing over there, and then license out all the other stuff to, I don't know, a Dark Horse or Vertigo or some imprint that they own, like Marvel's doing with Image or something like that. I mean, it's that would be or just shut the whole thing down and be done with it. But I don't think they'll do that because DC has been around for so long but AT&T's not or either like they would totally fold it into Warner Brothers. You know what I'm saying? Take away and do like a Lucasfilm going into Disney. Just make it a division of or something like that.
Right.
I think they strip the IPs. Maybe they're already, they got like Annubuses are really popular right now. They're selling like hotcakes. They can reprint those for infinity.
It's true.
And never run out of content to reprint.
I do love those things too.
They have 80 years of content, so why keep publishing new stuff? I just don't. They'll just make movies.
At this point, it's just to keep the rights. That's what they got to the point where it's just to keep the rights to the IPs, because if they don't publish them for a while, they would fall in public domain.
Yeah, so we'll do a couple graphic novels a year, reset everything.
If they were to slip up and let those IPs go, there would be so many people, so many better and talented who would just buy those up and make them into something amazing, and they know that. And then everybody would be like, "What were you guys doing for all this time?" And just that would hurt them even more, because it's all about that stock number. As long as that stock number keeps going up, they don't really care what happens to them.
Yeah, it'll never happen, man. It's all about the money, and there's plenty of money there to be made.
Yeah,
I just think Disney's changed the game on it.
And the rumors have been going around for a while that they're gonna be ending up selling soon. So I'm pretty, but that's what's weird, because DC's owned by Warner Brothers. It's like the biggest competitor to freaking Disney right now, and only one now.
Well, I mean, Disney at least specializes in IPs. That's what Disney does. AT&T is just a freaking telephone company.
Mob it.
Yeah.
They don't care. They don't. Yep. They just wanted it for the streaming and the internet stuff and their infrastructure. They don't care about, what costume Batman's wearing this week. They don't care. They don't give a shit about that.
It's very true. They don't. I think that's why they bought Time. The same reason they bought Time. They don't care what Time's publishing. They just care about having Time.
Yeah.
And that's just something else to fold into their portfolio, because AT&T, even after the breakup of the Bell system, they still weren't hurting for money. So and they had the protection, and they went through and did the reorganization and all that stuff because they got busted for being a monopoly, but they still weren't hurting for money. What was it, like 2 years after they got out of restructuring, they bought the Wall Street Journal, about 7 other newspapers.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like you can't hold the reins of something like the telephone system in the country basically and not come out poor. So
Yeah, they own so much, and then we're in this time in our country where these companies are buying as much assets as if it's property or it's tangible objects, and IPs are assets. So all Wall Street's eating up as much assets as they can get because they got tons of money. They're just going to buy everything. So when the money stops flowing, they have these assets that they can leverage. And the IPs are assets. And they saw Disney doing this 10 plus years ago. And now everybody's scrambling to catch up. They're buying everything. And it's all going to, it's going to come crashing down eventually, where they're going to have to sell these assets off and it's all going to be reset. Yeah. But that's what they're all doing now.
I don't know though, but here's the thing, right? So out of everything, DC is like their least worry because granted, it's not making them a ton of money. The IPs are for other media, but for the comics, it's not making them money, but it's not costing them money either. And it drives the IPs. So that's one thing. That's one way of looking at it that of being able to stick around. It's almost like they're too small to actually be of any real concern to AT&T overall.
I just think it got nostalgia glasses on. It's all about business, brother. It's just if they don't think it's going to make them money, they still have the IPs, they still own them, they'll cut it. I just don't see them keeping it. It's not a moneymaker for them. Which do you think is going to move their stock price more? Wonder Woman comes out and does like $1 billion, or a new issue of Wonder Woman.
The movie will be the stock mover.
So why?
But DC Comics isn't dragging their stock down though. That's the thing.
Well, I mean, if the movie doesn't bad, yes. If Warner Brothers, the comic division keeps losing money, it will, yeah. They'll get rid of it. They've gotten rid of other things, man. You remember DC Comics used to be its own thing. Marvel almost went back. Well, it was bankrupt.
Yeah, Marvel did go bankrupt.
They almost went bye-bye.
Yeah.
So
it wasn't really good. There's certain institutions that it's not that they're not too big to fail, but there's certain institutions that somebody will pick up and buy, right? So, yes, Hostess, the original company, went away.
Right.
Yep. Hostess went bankrupt about 8 years ago or so.
No one told me.
Somebody bought out.
Yeah, investment firm, yeah.
Right. And so now you have a company that leases out the Hostess name to different bakers across the country, right?
Yeah.
So that's at worst, that's what will happen to DC.
But in that case, Vic, you know what was worth money to those people who bought it? The recipe.
The what?
Even an IP, that's a recipe. Think of an IP as a recipe. So they own the recipes. They just license them out to people.
Oh, I was thinking the package.
That too. Mm-hmm. That's the IP part. So why not just shut down? They shut down the manufacturing part of making fucking Twinkies. And why don't you guys make the Twinkies?
Yep.
So they're going to shut down the DC Comics and go, okay, hey, who wants to make a Superman comic? Come on.
Yeah, but it's going to be.
They already started last year. Remember with IDW, if I'm not mistaken, and a few other companies, they were going to do a Spider-Man comic and.
Yeah.
It was
I don't know whatever happened with that.
The way to get the originals, the original characters would have been to go to another company. Like right now, what they're doing is like they're doing the 5G thing. They're all gonna do the new character, the new version of them. But in Black Label, in their Black Label, that's where you're gonna get the original characters.
No, that all changed. Dido's going, so that was.
I was gonna say, I don't know how much validity there is to that anymore, though. Like you said, with all this, with everything changing hands and different people working on it now.
Do you think he was fired, or you think he walked away, or you think
I think he was fired.
They say he walked away. But...
No, I think he was fired.
It happened on a Friday. He was fired.
Yeah,
Yep.
Good point.
Probably, yeah. His shit was all in a box, and security was waiting for him in his office.
Yep. I think that's it. I think he got the can. He got the big axe.
Yeah, he was told his stuff, but he was told to come with us, and your stuff will be boxed up and shipped to you.
He was told, put on this pillowcase.
Listen,
it's a shirt.
Paxton.
I just think it should have happened. It should have happened years and years ago, when he first started letting all the shit fucking go down the toilet in the first place.
I think they'll put a woman in the position, and she'll have some type of weird hair color.
What would make you think that?
Just because they need the virtual signal about, Wonder Woman's coming out.
You couldn't hear. I was going to say you couldn't hear the facetiousness in Red's voice there.
Sarcasm. No, I agree with that. I think. Well, I don't know. I don't know if it'll necessarily be a woman. I think that
probably trans.
No, I don't know. I don't know who it's going to be.
No,
I don't think it's going to be anybody who's ever had anything to do with a comic before. I think
also Max Massagio.
Maybe, I don't know. I think they're going to bring in somebody who, like, I don't know, ran a microwave division or something, and just have them there as a placeholder to shut the place down.
Vince McMahon.
I think they're going to kill
That
it.
would make you puke.
Yeah, you're probably right, Nick.
Yeah, I think so.
They've been floating that idea because they just had that huge stockholders meeting, and that was one of the things that was on the list to talk about. Is we need to trim some fat, and so what do we need to do to get our stock prices back? Because AT&T has a baseline stock number that they have to stay at, or their stockholders will start selling. Like they have automatic sales,
right. Yep.
And once that stock falls below that number, AT&T can lose half of its money in a day. Because even though AT&T has a lot of assets and stuff, they still also have a lot of their money tied up in just paper and stuff that's not there. And so, as the stock market goes, that would all be gone. It would just be because once it falls below that number, you'll have a sell-off. I mean, that's how you kill a company quick. And so if it were me trying to stop a bleeding is something that's already underperforming for what it is and hemorrhaging money and stuff. Yeah, I would bring in somebody from outside of the comic book world who has experience with shutting down a division, because it takes like 6 months to a year to shut something down, and that's that big, maybe more. And they'll just go through and they'll gut everything. You'll start seeing people if it's going to go that way. You'll start seeing. Dildo's firing was the first of many that are about to happen, and they'll happen over the next, I'd say, month to a month and a half, and then they'll replace everybody. You'll see the head of an investment division or something like that will come in, and they'll just start counting beans and trying to save money and stuff like that, and then they'll shut it down. That'll be the end of it.
They'll see where they need to move all the assets and everything else. So yeah, you're totally right, dude. I think once you see Jim Lee go,
that'll be the telltale.
Yeah, that'll be like, okay, it's over.
Yeah, I think Dan is he's the canary right now. In a sense, he's not leaving of his. I don't think he's leaving of his own volition, but he's the first one of we're about to see quite a few, I would imagine.
I think Birds of Prey was kind of the last straw. That movie when you see everybody on social media defending that it made its budget back, you don't make movies to make the budget.
No.
You make movies to make 2 or 3 times the budget, because that you're not getting into, just when you're making the budget, you're not making any money to really cover the ancillary stuff. You've made the budget for making the movie itself, but the advertising and all the other stuff, they still lost a lot of money on. Marketing, they lost a lot of money on. So that's where you want to make 3 or 4 times that budget amount. But when they're coming out and defending that as being a win,
made its money back. Yeah, movies are not supposed to make their. I mean, they should make their money back and then some in opening weekend.
Yeah,
that's usually your telltale sign. If you spend $84 million on a movie, then you better bring in a fucking billion on opening weekend. I say it.
Yeah, I mean, look at the history. I mean, DC did have a lot of trouble when Superman Returns didn't even make its budget back. You know, and that was a $300 and some million film to make.
Yeah. It's hard. I mean, you put that much money into something, you want to get a lot of money back for it. You know, that's a lot of money to be putting on the line to just make a couple bucks back.
And sometimes they can write that shit off.
Mm-hmm. It goes in taxes.
Yeah.
Sometimes they make more money of a failure than barely making it.
That is the case sometimes, but that is not.
If they
that's
have
not your norm, and that's not your bid. That should never ever be your business model. Oh well, you know, we'll just we'll write this off and we'll call it a loss and we'll get it back in taxes. That is not how businesses should ever be run.
No.
And especially if you're gonna say that a multi-million-dollar movie is a write-off, you've got a problem. I mean, right. You've got a problem. You're not only aiming for mediocrity, you're betting on it. That's a huge no-no in the business world. You don't ever want to do that.
Yeah.
But Hollywood loves that shit.
Yeah, check this out, guys. Lobo got his man.
Nah.
Did he get Swamp Thing?
That's awesome. No, that's Dan Didio.
That is awesome. You need to polish that up and
it's a good likeness of him, brother.
Twitterverse. Yeah.
I'm doing it from memory. That's the worst.
Skits, your Swamp Thing is looking awesome, dude.
Yeah, I'm loving Skits is looking great.
Yeah, I've never actually done anything like this and on the computer, so I was kind of wanting it to look kind of like ink and ink wash, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome, Skits. That's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
This is about the best you're gonna get out of me.
Her leg looks great, Skits.
Looking good.
That's some foreshortening right there.
Terry McGinnis.
Does he have hair on top of his head?
It's just the little bit of hatching I did on top.
It's called hatching.
No, I'm talking,
learn about it.
I'm talking about Didio. Does he have hair?
Oh,
I don't know.
Didio.
He always wears a hat.
I think he's balding at the top.
All right, Jen. So I hate to do it, but I got to cut and run. I've got another obligation I got to get to.
Red.
Red.
Later, brother.
Take it easy.
Later, brother.
Have a good man.
Have a good night, guys. Awesome drawings, fellas.
Nope.
Even you, Adam.
Oh, thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
Good night.
Adam, I liked that picture you drew for that one stream that they didn't allow you to show.
Oh, yeah. The one when we were trying to raise money for the Grim Reaper team.
What were they not allowed? What were you not allowed to show?
I drew a certain somebody in a slightly sexy pose.
Okay.
Maybe naked.
Okay.
And it was frowned upon. But I can actually edit it up so it's less like the certain person, and we can probably show it sometime.
Can you really?
Yeah, it was good.
Let's not bring out the drawn and quarter or drawn and backhold stuff that Sim has done in the past because
it wasn't showing anything. It was mildly seductive. We'll say
it's like butt cheeks.
Yeah, butt cheeks and some cleave.
Cleave is such a great word. All right, who's a lefty in here?
Not me. I'm a righty.
Oh.
I do both. So.
What? Savant.
No, actually, I had a teacher in high school, and she was a really good teacher. I was fortunate to have her, but some of the stuff that she'd have us do is she would actually make us draw with our opposite hands for, months on end. Like we'd have to do half the class with one hand, half with the other. So
that's awesome. Some Doc Holliday shit right there.
Yeah, that's like forcing you to be a right-handed person when you're born left-handed. That old school stuff.
They did that to my dad back in the day.
It's really
drawing on the right side of the brain.
Well, it's to make you pay attention more to what you're doing instead of relying on your abilities that you think you've actually built up. And to this day, I still paint with my left hand. So
that's amazing.
Some of the mark making you can make with your opposite hand, if you actually just start doing it, is actually quite incredible. So that's why I still do a lot of painting and everything with my opposite hand.
We used to have a guy on my baseball team who was a switch hitter. Like he would do right or left, and you would have to like his everything was different. Like his swing was different, his timing was different. It drove me crazy because I'm the catcher and I'm sitting there trying to like figure out how to strike him out and everything during practice. And I never could do it. The guy was like my white whale.
It's like Pete Rose or something. He was really good at switch hitting.
Yep. He's good at fighting. You went to a Reds game, you were guaranteed a fight.
Man, he was my favorite, Pete Rose.
I think they're going to let him back in baseball so he can get in the Hall of Fame.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
For years.
I think they should. Look, if they're going to let Barry Bonds and those guys get into the Hall of Fame, then Pete Rose. And I mean, Pete Rose, yes, he bet on baseball, and that is a no-no, and that's majorly frowned upon. But breaking records by juicing isn't exactly the greatest thing in the world either. So
also true.
But I also think he bet on his own games. I think
he did bet on his.
Yeah, he did.
He doesn't want to admit it though. That's the problem.
He admitted it.
Yeah. And then you had someone like Michael Jordan. He should be in. I agree. You had someone like Michael Jordan who had a huge gambling problem, which there's rumors that's why when he retired for that couple of years, he was doing too much gambling on basketball, and he was going to get found out. So he had to retire.
Oh, when he played baseball for
then he came back and they made him go to meetings and all that stuff. I there's a rumor of that.
Well, I know that when he opened his or when him and his dad took over a golf course in Charlotte, they had a regular skins game that they would play on the golf course, and the buy-in per hole was something pretty outrageous. So the gambling thing is not far from the truth.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, they're saying that could be. I read an article somewhere like they're thinking probably won't find out till Michael Jordan dies, but he won't admit it. So.
Oh, that didn't work out. I goofed this up.
Almost done with my swamp thing.
That's good, Passion.
Thank you.
And Didio's dead.
Look how you switch the hands up for chains. That's nice. Yeah, I like that.
He just lost his job. He can get murdered.
It's Lobo. Come on. That's how he fires people.
That's because he's white trash.
Mm-hmm.
White trash.
Passion with his Loboism.
Hey, that's not my observation.
It's not.
That is Joe Ball's observation. I just so happen to agree with it.
It's not Lobo's fault that he emasculate other guys. You know.
Yeah, he's so high T that he makes everybody think he's. They're all jealous of him.
Yeah, they can't beat him. You know. Are they gonna hate on him?
Till he hangs out with the dolphins.
Yeah.
Hey, you also have those badass fucking penguins, but the favorite one is his dog.
That's just one shift from a horse girl.
Oh my god.
Really, I mean, let's be honest here.
No, at least it doesn't mess with fairies.
Fairies.
You know, magic stuff.
What's wrong with magic stuff?
It's dweeby. He would call you a dweeb.
So now you guys got to turn it on me. I see how it is. I'm cutting a little too close to the bones, and now you got to come after my stuff. I see. All right. Go ahead.
That's your stuff. The stuff you like.
There's not a whole lot of white trash D&D stuff, but that's okay.
Oh no, there's no white trash in D&D. Really.
No, there's zero, man. I mean, come on, look. Stranger Things is amazing. That's what people say.
Any of y'all have that book, The Wisdom of Lobo?
Yes, you want to see it?
Oh, you actually got it?
Yeah.
I don't have it, but I've heard of it. I've been wanting to grab it.
Does Phil have it? Come on.
If it's obscure and in book form, Phil has it.
Yeah, he has it.
Yeah, it's a fantastic book. I always thought it'd be a really good one to bring to conventions to get sketches and stuff like that in.
All right, so that's exactly what I did. So it only came in this sleeve, right?
Right.
Yep.
I got it too.
I got it signed by Bisley, the sleeve, and then so I showed it to Bisley. I'm like, "Hey, do you remember this this thing?" And he opened it up, and all the pages are blank in it. That's the joke, right?
Yep.
So I'm like, I would love it if you signed the front page, and that was the only thing that was in the book. And so he signed it, and then proceeded to to run his marker across every single page, drawing different things.
That's awesome. Oh, that is a penis.
Yeah.
So I got
told you already.
There's a lot of explicit, jacking off pictures, jizz, and stuff I don't want to show, but there's some lips stuck on some stuff. Yeah, it was fucking awesome. So he's like, just show this to your friends, don't post it anywhere, and then he signed it.
So here you are posting it.
I was just gonna say this. Okay, so here he is showing it off to everybody.
This was like 5 years ago, but that was awesome. That was the coolest thing ever.
I got a Lobo drawing from him back in '93, I believe it was, when I met him.
Jesus, that's awesome.
Yeah, he's a real nice guy.
Yep.
Yeah. He was doing shots of Jack Daniels with all of his fans on Wizard World floor.
Wow.
And it was like he drew my characters.
Yeah, he's so fucking cool.
That's what comics needs. Again, we need the rock and roll back. That's what we need.
He's fucking rock and roll, man.
We need the rock and roll back. That's what's missing.
Rock and roll's dead.
I think we're getting there.
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
That book's hilarious.
It's like
just blank.
That's a
book.
collectible.
It's like
that's something collectible, man.
That's very collectible.
Yeah.
That's like Todd McFarlane going to. He was up here back around Thanksgiving, and he just walked into a random comic book shop, and he spent all day signing people's books and taking like 5 or 10 minutes to talk to each person who walked in the door and came up to see him. And he was joking, cutting up. He'd do anything. I mean, that's what's missing. I mean, when you go to conventions and stuff, and like you'll go to the artist galleries or whatever, there's nobody there because these guys, they don't want to talk to the people. They just want to sit there and be on their phones and complain and be like, "I'm better than you" and all this other stuff. We need the rock and roll back badly.
Yeah, Todd's a super nice guy to any fan. I mean, I worked for him for a couple years, and I mean, the guy would do anything for a fan.
That's awesome. Yeah, you just had that interview with the cartoonist kayfabe guys. You're talking about how when he was at conventions and stuff, he wouldn't, take breaks from signing anything. He would stay all day, wouldn't take a lunch, wouldn't go to the bathroom when everyone else would go. All the image guys would take a lunch break. He would just still be there signing because it means so much to the fans.
Yep. That's exactly how he is, man. It's just like, and also he wanted to win, I mean, he wants to beat everybody and wants to win. And he wants to get as much as he can, so he's always there for people, He wants to be known as like the best. So he's got that drive in him.
And there's nothing wrong with that at all.
So, we had Mr. Grimm that wanted to join us.
Mr.
So
Grimm.
Next time.
From Twisted Metal?
No, Tyranny Grimm from
he did some. I don't think he did. He didn't work on he did something for the Good Night, but that's not the artist. That's he's got his own thing that he's working on.
Oh yeah.
He's got a crazy kind of painting style.
Oh, I thought that was the actual artist from the Good Night.
No,
sorry.
No, that the artist from Good Night is. I'm drawing a blank. Damn it.
He draws in charcoal.
Yeah, he does. He draws in charcoal, and then he does digital touch-ups on it. Francisco Narde.
Yeah, that's it.
Knew if I thought hard enough, it'd come to me.
So let's go around and see everybody's stuff. So Adam, Batman Beyond.
My best Batman Beyond is a little clunky, but hey, I'm not a professional.
So we got Swamp Thing by Passion. Looking good, bro.
Sketch, since you're in the chat, this Batman Beyond is dedicated to you since you gave me shit for not drawing last time.
I like that you put mushrooms there on his arm.
Yeah.
So Skit. Oh. A little sexy.
I like what Skits did there. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's nice. I like the crossover with Poison Ivy. I thought that was
got a sexy thigh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just enough skin to make it. It's like I like the seduction. I like the subtle hints.
Provocative.
Yes.
Well, thanks, guys. I appreciate that. Just sitting here trying to do the best I can. First drawing show.
To you, brother.
You knocked it out.
Yep. Looks great.
And Vic. Oh, we're not seeing nothing.
Vic. Yeah, because he turned his camera off.
Vic.
I'm gonna go get cigarettes.
Had to get another garbage bag.
He's tracing. He's hurrying up with his tracing right now.
As you can see, he didn't even start. Didn't do nothing yet.
Pillowcase was filthy.
And me, we got my Lobo. And Raven with Batman Beyond sneaking behind.
Nice.
I didn't even get to see that one because I had my head down while you were working on that.
That's so Raven.
Oh Lord.
See, I was okay with you, Phil, until you just said that. And now...
Raven.
Oh, we're hitting the 8 o'clock, so it's been 2 hours. So I think we're gonna wrap this up.
Dang.
It goes by quick when you're actually drawing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but also when you're having fun, right?
Yeah.
Oh, Vic quit. Vic just straight up quit on us.
Oh my god!
Seriously?
Vic.
Joseph King, his computer crashed on him, so he wanted to. Yeah, he said bye though. I saw him when he went out.
So nobody shared their image yet in the group. Nope.
Oh, I gotta save mine and.
So one last round.
It would take me like 2 years to draw a Swamp Thing book. Because I would want to do like every blade of grass.
You know what? I could see people getting very obsessive about drawing that type of character, though. Seriously, like
he's just fun.
Yeah, because like I have noticed, if there's one thing I've noticed about really good artists, is when they get lost in a character and they get really going at it, they'll sit there and obsess over a rock if it throws off anything. And they'll sit there for like 3 or 4, forever just doing that. Because that's why I always tell people who are, they're like, well, I want to go back through and I want to redo some of these pages. And I'm just like, dude, you need to do like redo 2 pages at the most and then walk away from the book for like 3 days if you're done with it. And just clear your head, because when you come back, you're going to figure out there was nothing wrong with it and you're just messing with yourself.
Yeah, I've never had that problem. I just walk right away. I don't. It's like I got time for that. It's like it's done. It's done. See you later.
Yeah.
No, I'm bad. I come back and I'm like, okay, that's got to be tweak. That eye is off, that nose, and then that turns in. It's a whole domino effect, and then I'm redrawn the whole picture. It's like,
yeah, I did it again with not the Merc the other day. Like I'm like, I'll correct that panel on page 2. Then ended up re-inking page 3 and 4.
But I've been getting into penciling lately, so just taking my time, having fun, relaxing. Drawing comics is just like you got, sequential work is different. Just drawing a piece in pencil it's relaxing.
Yes, it is.
It's you just can sit here and tweak things, do shadows, it's fun. It's fun.
Yep. So, 8 o'clock. Let's sign out. I want to go have supper before CG manga tonight.
Cool.
What channel is that on?
It's gonna be on my channel. We're supposed to. We're having. It's with Liam Gray, Optimus Deadpool. Carla just said that she can't make it because she forgot something.
Oh
so
my
it's her
God.
it's her husband's birthday today, and they're gonna
I'm
be
not watching.
too late. Gattis might be dropping by.
The Wizard.
Yeah. CG manga.
And you're talking about what movie?
We're talking about Ninja Scroll tonight. Yep.
Good movie. Just rewatched it. Really good.
Yeah, I watched it like 3 times in a row. Love that.
Still
movie.
stands up.
Yep.
It's like a 30-year-old movie almost, right?
Yep, and Akira too. Akira was great. It's great.
The good ones always stand up. That's the great thing about good anime is if it's good, it ain't going nowhere.
That's true.
Yep.
So let's start with Adam. Where can we find you? Sub you? Follow you?
Of course, you can follow me on Twitter at Adam_A_F. On the YouTubes, Arch City Comics. Of course, we got the Tuesdays CG Jumpstart between the panels, and then, of course, the world famous weekend woke up call Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. That is where you can find me.
And you, Passion, where can people send you some love?
It's you can follow me on Twitter at passion4drawing, passion for drawing. You can see all my projects right now. I got Doomfake going, so check that out on IGG, and I got a bunch of other stuff coming real soon. So please check it all out. You can always Twitter's the best place. So.
And you, Phil, where can we find the magic at?
Zaid Comics on Twitter, and also Zaid Comics on YouTube. We have our YouTube channel. I put up updates and stuff like that. And check out Magic Op, which is on Indiegogo right now. I put a bunch of links in the chat for all our campaigns, so check those out. And we're almost ready to print the comic. Next week we'll be printing, and next month we'll be shipping out. So
Sweet.
Oh, Black Star, I love you, says Vampire Hunter D is my number 1. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's great. And you, Skit?
You can find me on Twitter at Skits Comic. You can find me on YouTube at Skits Comic. You can find the sign-up page for the book, Skits, the Sun, Book 1 on Indiegogo. We got the mailing list there. Please, everyone sign up on the mailing list. That's really important. Also, check out Come Get Some, too, on Twitter. For Black Star, she does her Come Get Some reviews on our YouTube channel, so come check that out as well.
And Nick, where can we find the tinfoil hat?
You can follow me on Twitter at Tinfoil Hat Nick, and you can also find me on YouTube at Tinfoil, and it's Tinfoil Hat Space Nick. And every Sunday I do a show at 2 p.m. called Sunday Conversations with Eli Canales, the Hound of Basque. And tomorrow we will have on Preston Acevedo to talk about his book, Hillbilly, or excuse me, I can't
Rockabilly.
Rockabilly. That's a Rockabilly Road Trip.
Rockabilly Road Trip.
Yep. And also Saturdays at 10 a.m. I get the privilege of being on Arch City Comics Woke Up Show, and here every most Saturday nights at 6 for Doodle and Chill, and 7 p.m. on Tuesdays for CG Jumpstart Between the Panels. And this Thursday, I am going on my first where I was invited onto a stream to be the stream, I guess is what it is. I'll be on with a Critical Blast, and we're going to be talking about some of the science behind crowdfunding and getting campaigns set up and everything like that, promotion. That'll be at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I do believe, on his channel.
On Thursday?
Yep.
Oh, awesome. I'll have to set the reminder for that because, Crit's, he's a OG Art City. He's a cool guy.
Sweet. So, yeah, that was episode 4. So, find you here. Not here, but next channel, next time, next Saturday. We'll let you know. So, go back, Blood Hunt. Sub to this channel. Share. Tweet. Bye.
You guys know the drill.
Yeah.
See ya.
See ya.